Game one is in the books for the Chicago Bulls, and the frustration with Patrick Williams continues. Zach LaVine gets the revenge tour started, but not on such a great note. And then we got some other things to take away from this game. Y'all know we gonna talk about them, break it all down, but you gotta hear the music first. Cognac gang. Shy Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys of Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. For my people that's tuning in for the first time, welcome in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. For our certified members that's returning, welcome back to the show. But hey, the Chicago Bulls, game one is now in the books for them. They got 81 games left. Last night, a little, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay. We already came to the conclusion that this team will be fun, but they will lose some games, and that the expectations as it sit right now isn't that high. But on a night to where we thought that the Bulls had an opportunity to come out and win the game by how the way they performed in the first half, they kind of let things go in that second half, and they end up losing 123 to 111 to those New Orleans Pelicans over there who was shooting the lights out, at least for what it appears like, versus our Chicago Bulls. Now, throughout that game, we ran into one of the situations that where we keep continuing the conversation in the Paul. With the Paul. Patrick, the florist, Williams. What are we doing out there, my boy? Patrick Williams, his performance last night, dumpster juice. And it's not what a lot of Bulls fans are expecting or wanting to see out of a guy who is constantly believed that he can finally pull something out of himself to become a part of what we want for Chicago, and that's to have a young, exciting team with players that we can grow with. And Patrick Williams is making that extremely hard on a lot of us. Last night, my man's P. Will played 24 minutes, went 2 for 7 from the field, 1 of 4 from the three, and ended the game with 6 points, ladies and gentlemen. 3 rebounds on the night as well. P. Will, my guy, my boy, what are we doing? 3 rebounds from a guy that I'm expecting to play the 4 is just not good enough. 7 attempts on the night is just not good enough. To be honest with you, I believe that Patrick Williams should have been around a 15-point range in this particular game. I think that would have been a solid coming out for Patrick Williams on game one. Obviously, we will want to see more sustainable play, but that would have been a good start. That would have been a good start. You know what I'm saying? And Patrick Williams, enough is enough. DeMar DeRozan is not in the building anymore. Is he? Is DeMar DeRozan still on the court for the Chicago Bulls? No. So there is no excuses that are going to come your way, Patrick Williams. No, we're over the conversations of the injuries. We're over the conversations of that DeMar DeRozan is kind of blocking it. I told y'all a while ago, at some point, Patrick Williams had to elevate himself and become a role player regardless of who was on the court. He had to bring something out of himself to establish himself. Yes, there are situations to where teams and players don't mesh well, but you still see guys hoop. You still see guys hoop and get theirs. Yes, with sometimes that chemistry, things get a little weird and it messes with the expectations of particular teams, but you still see guys go out there and hoop. He will hoop. Please hoop, bro, because I can't defend you anymore. Those days are over. And you already know the conversation is going to continue, constantly bringing up the money, constantly talking about what we believe your talent is and how you're not being the player we need you to be, the player we paid you to be. It's just continuing the frustration around Bulls Nation, bro. And I tell you this, If you don't get your shit together, I'm with Billy Donovan exploring his options. Enough is enough, bro. Enough is enough. Now, if I'm being real, I do believe that the Chicago Bulls will allow Patrick Williams a little bit more time before Billy Donovan just go ahead and makes a lineup change like that. I could very well be wrong. Billy Donovan can have a big cojones and come out and say, screw it. I ain't like what I seen. He will. Yeah. He could after one game. But I don't believe that's going to happen. As much as we don't want to hear it, we don't want to talk about it, I do believe that Billy Donovan is going to allow Patrick Williams some games. I don't know. I don't have a number on it, but I say some games. So P. Will, get it together. Get it together, my boy. Now, transitioning on to Zach LaVine from last night. Zach LaVine, what a great first half. What a terrible way to finish. It's like Zach LaVine performance was like watching a great movie with a bad ending. If it doesn't end well, to hell with the movie, right? To hell with the movie, right? So Zach LaVine in the first half, he came out, he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Had 19 points on a heater from the 3-point line, doing what he was doing, attacking the basket, doing what he was doing. Great. Second half, my boy, after having 19 in the first half, you ended the game with 27 points. That means in the second half, you only score 8 points. It's not good enough. So what could have been a good night for Zach LaVine start to his revenge tour turned into an okay performance. It is game one. We're not going to disregard the first half of that, and we know what your capabilities are. But we can't give you full credit on the test if you ain't even finished answering all the questions. You went out there, you was doing bonehead stuff. Just like my man, so we just talked about, Patrick Williams, you start doing bonehead stuff. Not holding on to that rock the right way. I can't give you a lot of kudos on the way that you performed at the end of the game. I can't. So the revenge tour has started, but you slipped at the start line. So pick yourself back up and let's establish some better basketball for yourself and this team. Because to be quite frank with you, I feel like Zach LaVine should have dropped 40 last night. At least cross 30 mark the way that he was on a heater. The way that he was on the heater, he at least should have dropped 35. That would have been a great start. A great start. You know what I'm saying? If you was able to follow up that first half with another decent second half, get you around 32, 35 points, we live with that, Zach LaVine. But you ended with 27. And 7 turnovers, my boy. 7 turnovers. You know we cannot excuse that. So, and that was an issue for the team as well, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicago Bulls had 21 turnovers yesterday, and off those turnovers, they gave up 30 points. We ain't winning many basketball games playing that way. But hey, a lot of sloppiness went on out there. Hey, y'all, did y'all see Nikola Vucevic sticking defense? Huh? Did y'all see Nikola Vucevic? Did y'all see Nikola Vucevic playing defense? Did y'all see Nikola Vucevic be efficient on his night? 8 or 12 from the field, 1 or 2 from the 3, 21 points, 1 turnover with 11 rebounds. Hey, Nikola Vucevic, all the shade I throw at you, I say you had a decent night, bro. I said you had a good night. I give you a good night, Nikola Vucevic. I ain't gonna hold you. I like that. But hey, another thing that we take away from yesterday's game is Kobe White. Kobe White, bro. We cannot have you playing like this if the Chicago Bulls want to exceed expectations. That is a no-go, bro. That is a no-go, bro. No-go. No-go. We can't have Kobe White out there playing the game that he played on everything. You know what I'm saying? 35 minutes on the night, 4-13 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3 for only 10 points. Yeah, you assisted a little bit. You got 6 assists, 8 rebounds, but it still was not a great night for Coby White. Coby White, I will he's one of the guys I'm gonna give him a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe Coby White is going to play like that every night. Honestly, on Friday night, I expect a better Coby White, and I think he will be able to do that for us. It's a lot of people like, man, screw Coby White. That's cool. He ain't going nowhere though. He here for the time being. So it's either you get with it, or it is what it is. Yeah. But overall, man, this game, it was fun. It was fun. At least for about 2 quarters. It wasn't too bad at the end of the game in the second half either for me personally, simply because I know what this team is going to be. Well, I don't have high expectations for this team. I'll rephrase it and say it that way. I don't have high expectations for this team, but I do love the youth that's on this team. They have some things that they're going to have to clean up. They played a sloppy basketball game in that second half. Major turnovers that resulted in a lot of those 30 points that eventually hurt the Chicago Bulls. And you just live with it. They have some room for growth. You hope that Billy Donovan is not going to have this rotation looking kind of weird. Where the hell was Montes Buzelis, Billy? Yeah, me and CDubb gonna have to talk about that. Me and CDubb are definitely gonna have to talk about that later. We're gonna go live later, and we're gonna continue this breakdown of the Chicago Bulls game 1. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun doing. So make sure y'all tune in with that. We're gonna keep rocking and we're gonna keep rocking. It's still 81 games left. It's just the start of the season. No, it was not a great start to the season with what transpired in that second half. But there are some positives out of this that you can take. The bigs for this squad play well. Zach LaVine started off well. You've seen guys contribute like a Julian Phillips. He was all right. Jalen Smith contributed as well. He was all right. And Lonzo Ball. That's another conversation that we'll have later today. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. We will be live later on today, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tune in. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe. We appreciate y'all, Bulls Nation. Make sure you always see red. And you already know I'm going to catch y'all on our next one. For sure. Cognac.